59,000-year-old remains of a Neanderthal family found in a cave in Russia. The remains of the first Neanderthal family were found in a cave in southern Siberia, Russia. Researchers from the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology in Germany analyzed the DNA of 13 individuals from the two caves in the Altai Mountains. Individuals from Chagraskaya cave, aged about 59,000 years, were found to have close relationships, including a father and his teenage daughter, and two second-degree relatives. This is the first known description of the social organization of a small Neanderthal community. First author Lauritz Curve said, the fact that they lived at the same time is very interesting. This means that they probably belong to the same social community. This is the first time we have been able to use genetics to study the social organization of the Neanderthal community. Neanderthals lived in Western Eurasia about 4,30,000 to 40,000 years ago and were closely related to modern humans. This species lived with early humans in Africa for thousands of years before migrating to Europe about 300,000 years ago. They were later joined by humans who entered Eurasia about 48,000 years ago. Southern Siberia was once very fertile for ancient DNA research and is a site of the Denisovan caves where the remains of the Denisovans were found. Denisovans are another population of ancient humans that lived in Asia at least 80,000 years ago and were distant relatives to Neanderthals. The new study looked at the remains found in Chagraskaya cave and Okladnikov cave, both about 100 kilometers from Denisova cave. Neanderthals briefly inhabited these sites about 54,000 years ago, leaving behind several 100,000 stone tools and animal bones. They hunted ibex, horses, bison, and other migratory animals through nearby river valleys and gathered raw materials for their equipment from tens of kilometers away. More than 80 Neanderthal bone and tooth fragments were also collected, indicating that the groups that inhabited the Chagraskaya caves and Okladnikov caves were closely related. Since the first draft of the Neanderthal genome was published in 2010, researchers at a German facility have sequenced 18 more genomes from 14 different archaeological sites in Eurasia. While this genetic data provides insight into the wider history of ancient people, little has been revealed about individual communities. For research published today in Nature, Dr. Skov and his colleagues obtained and analyzed genetic data from the remains of 11 Neanderthals from Chagraskaya cave and 2 from Okladnikov cave. This is the largest Neanderthal genetic study ever reported. The 13 people consisted of 7 men and 6 women, 8 of whom were adults and 5 were children and adolescents. They include a Neanderthal father and a teenage daughter and 2 second-degree relatives, a son and an older woman. The two can be cousins, aunts and nephews of grandmothers and grandchildren. The researchers also examined DNA in Neanderthal mitochondria and found a special type of genetic variant called heteroplasma that individuals possess. They were descended from the female line and existed for only a small number of generations, indicating that they all lived and died at about the same time. Mitochondrial DNA also provides insight into the genetic diversity within the community, which is very low, corresponding to a group size of 10 to 20 individuals. This is a far lower than any human community record, ancient or present, and more akin to a group of endangered animals that are the last of their kind. It has also been found that the genetic diversity of the Y chromosome inherited from the male line is much less than that of a mitochondrial DNA inherited from the mother. This suggests that community is primarily associated with female migration and that at least 60% of women move into their partner's family while men stay. Moreover, despite being close to Denisovan caves, this migration does not appear to have involved the Denisovans. No evidence of Denisovan gene flu has been found in the Chagar Neanderthals in the 20,000 years before they lived. The researchers would like for future studies to include more individuals from other Neanderthal communities to see if this social organization was widespread. Benjamin Peter, the study's senior author, said, "Our research provides a concrete picture of what the Neanderthal community was like." Thanks.